Hi guys, it's Gina and this is Lacey, and I'm going to talk about how and why we co-sleep. So let's get started. Okay, so first off, Lacey is my 9th kid. She's 4 months old right now, and we've been co-sleeping since the hospital. So my setup at home is this. We used to have a crib connected to the side of the bed. It was a pain in the butt and it didn't really work that well. Seemed like it was gonna break the crib legs eventually. We got this gate that you use on a toddler bed, and this works great. It's the extra long kind. I can put all of my weight on here and it will just hold up, and it makes me feel very safe and secure. She can't roll in between the crack right here, whereas the crib, you would have to shove a blanket in there to fill the gap between the mattresses. So this, I feel, is much safer, and it takes up a lot less room. I have a salt lamp next to the bed. It's just enough light where I can see her and see what she's doing all night long without it being really, really bright in our face. I also have this pillow here. It's shoved up on the side like this, so it's not going to be on here on her face, but it's going to be right here. It's going to kind of block some of that light. Next to the bed, we also have an extra blanket in case she goes pee-pees on this one or spits up because she has reflux. I have some extra cloth diapers, which I don't use too much anymore during the night because she's only going poopies during the day. So I have a much needed nose sucker. This is very important because since she has reflux, she has had milk come out her nose when we were sleeping before, and she can't breathe. Cannot breathe at all. I've had to jump out of bed, suck out her nose, and basically save her life. And if she was in another bed, in another room, I wouldn't have known it, because she makes no noise when this happens. It's just all of a sudden, milk comes out and she's gasping for air but make no noise. So it's basically she's just turning her head and kind of freaking out, but you know, you wouldn't be able to hear that in another room. So with her right next to me, I can feel her moving around, and I know my mommy senses tell me something's not right. So I can get to her just like that, and I can grab this nose sucker, suck that milk out of the way, and then she can go back to sleep. So I have had to do that several times with her, and I really feel like her co-sleeping with me has saved her life, because I would not have known otherwise. My baby. So she's not the first baby that I have had to rescue in the middle of the night when they were gasping for air. The importance for me is very real. So up until my 6th child, I co-slept for about 3 months. After that, the next child was kind of high maintenance. The next one came along, and he also was kind of high maintenance, but at that point I was so used to co-sleeping for a longer period of time, I just couldn't get myself to put him in another room. So here's my 9th child, and after that experience with the 2 before her, I now consider myself a long-term co-sleeper, I guess you'd say. I really thought that I was making a mistake. I thought that I was really the one that was screwing up their sleep. I thought that they weren't sleeping as well at night or taking good naps during the day because I co-slept. Well, this little girl right here has put that myth to rest, because this girl right here is a great napper, even though we co-sleep. So what does that tell me? That tells me that co-sleeping does not mess up their sleep schedule. It doesn't make them a bad sleeper. Because I co-sleep with her at night, but yet she will take a nap by herself. She will put herself to sleep. And in fact, at night, sometimes instead of me rocking her to sleep, she wants me just to lay her down in the bed and then me to join her shortly thereafter. Okay, so in here I also have some breast pads, some diaper liners, because with cloth diapers you don't want to get the diaper cream on the actual diaper. It can ruin the diaper absorbency. A few toys, some diaper spray, some cloth wipe spray. I have some hand sanitizer, some extra clothes. She's so tired right now. Okay, so she's actually really tired right now, so I'm actually nursing her right now, and this is basically how she lays next to me anyway. I have this pillow underneath my head, and I'll have this pillow over here for my arm, so that if I want to put my arm around her, I'm not like squishing her. I have this pillow here so that, you know, it keeps my arm up higher. She has her own blanket that I put from her armpit down, no higher. And then I have my own blankets that I use like this, that I put no higher than like my waist, so that it doesn't come up by her head. So we're all snuggy in here, but yet the blankets are not going to come over her head. When I sleep, I put my arm under my head like this, not under her body, nothing like that, so that I don't roll on top of her. Oh. Normally I wouldn't be wearing a giant sweatshirt when I'm feeding her in bed. So think about that when you're sleeping. What are you wearing, okay? Are you wearing something big and bulky that can go in their face and suffocate them? You know, are you wearing like a tank top? If you're nursing, are you lifting your shirt this way? Or are you pulling it down? Because if you lift it up, then you're going to create bulk right there, right by their nose, and we don't want that. So if you pull it down, you're just going to have skin-to-skin contact. So the whole goal here is to be safe and cuddly with your baby, but not in an unsafe way. So yes, have the blankets, but keep them lower. Lay next to your baby, facing your baby. You don't want to face away from your baby because you can't see what's going on. Normally when she wakes up and she wants to nurse or something, she'll actually reach her hand out and she'll tickle my arm or my face. It's the sweetest thing ever. And that's one huge benefit, is that, you know, she's not crying all night long. She's not crying every 2 hours for me to come in there and feed her. She doesn't have to cry. She just has to give me a little tickle, and I know, you know, she's up. We're so close, I can feel when she's moving. I can hear her breathing. Okay, co-sleeping is not for everyone. And like I said, in my earlier kids, I only co-slept for 3 months. I put them in their crib, they were fine. If you don't co-sleep, that's fine. I didn't co-sleep longer than 3 months before, and now I do. You know, some people say co-sleeping is really dangerous. I think that, you know, it just depends on how you're co-sleeping and your individual needs. There are plenty of babies who have died co-sleeping. But there's also been babies who sadly died in the crib. So it's one of those things, it's very touchy. We never want anything bad to happen to a baby, ever. It's one of those things that's really hard to predict, though. So all you can do is be, you know, the best that you can be for your baby, and give them what you think that they need. What's best for both of you. You know, be smart about it. I said in another video, if you're a heavy drinker, you know, or you come to bed drunk, if you're smoking a lot and you smell like cigarettes, you know, if you do drugs, if you're a heavy sleeper, if you're just very uncomfortable with the whole thing, then co-sleeping is not for you. It's not for everyone. In life we have these decisions, and you can decide what is best for you and your baby. Also make sure you're on the same page as your husband or significant other. Make sure that you guys are not fighting about it. One thing I forgot to point out earlier was I also have a safeguard against my husband rolling over on our baby. You see this lump right here? This is a foam divider placed underneath the sheet to prevent rolling. It's actually, again, a toddler thing to help them not fall out of a bed. Well, it can also be used as a bed divider. So we put it here in the middle of the bed. My husband cannot kick me. He cannot roll over on top of the baby. And one of my biggest holdups before with the sleeping past the 3 months was I was actually terrified, not that I would roll on the baby, but that my husband would roll on the baby. And ever since we put the divider on there, basically it trained him not to be able to roll over, and we're all much safer. She does take naps by herself. I'll put a little clip in later of her taking a nap and what that looks like. I have a video monitor so I can see her every move, and also I'm awake during the day, so I don't have to worry about you know, her spitting up as much with the reflux and the milk coming out of the nose, because I can keep watch on her and I'm not sleeping. So it's not as much of a risk, I don't think, for me not to be next to her during the day as it is for me not to be next to her at night. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope that I encourage you guys to do whatever you think is best for you and your baby. And let's not be judgmental to each other about whether we co-sleep or whether we don't. But it's all about doing what's best for you and your situation. So don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.